like anything else, right? You can go all the way back to the first thing. I'm not good enough. That is at the core, right? That is at the core. So that's the thing we have to tackle. So first thing is we need a set of guidelines. And some of you may have seen me do this before, depending on what you have experienced of me. But let me first, I got to get it right here because it's the old game I play with my blur thing. So at the base of this, right, and this is what I use when I'm teaching true goal setting and true planning, etc. Values, principles, and beliefs. They have to be your fundamental guideposts, and they should drive your priorities. But we're really only talking about values, principles, and beliefs for this sake. When you clarify, so the first actionable is to clarify what your values are, what your principles are, and what your beliefs are. And I'm not talking about your negative self-beliefs. That's a whole nother thing to work on. I'm talking about your generalized beliefs. Because once you clarify your values and principles, you eliminate a great deal of potential to be inauthentic, because those become non-negotiables. If it violates my values or my principles or my beliefs, I will not be present. Period. End of story. It's quite simple, right? Which also makes decision-making easy, but that's a whole nother nugget and a whole nother teaching. So first, I encourage you to clarify those, and then you can move that into clarifying your priorities based on those, because that needs to be what drives them. The second is give yourself permission to embrace yourself. This isn't about being self-centered. As a matter of fact, in my philosophy, you embrace, develop, take care of self for the purpose of others. Because if it's just for ourselves, we probably won't do it. You know, it's just the nature of it. A lot of the hardest stuff we do in our lives, we do because we're doing it for someone we care about, not because we do it for us. If that was the case, the gyms would be overflowing with people every morning, because everybody be in there every day because they know. But nope, it's about themselves. And if it's about themselves, well, that's easy to just blow it off. Just saying what is, that's all. So you are rare, you are unique, you have purpose. If you don't know it yet, that's fine. That's fine. You got to do some work. It's not just going to show up. You don't rub a lamp and the genie pops out and says, give me 3 wishes. You say, tell me my purpose. That's not going to happen. You got to do the work for that to happen. And you have impact to make. And I tell you, it's worth the work to make the impact, because nothing you ever experience in life feels better, nothing, than impacting lives. Next is recognize. Recognize that other people need to earn what you share with them. That's an important thing. Just because someone asks you a question doesn't make them entitled to an answer. It's an important thing to understand. You have 3 general things you'll share with people, and they will be corresponding with the level of trust you have with them, which they will earn. And that is, you will share rationale or logic. That's pretty easy. You will share thoughts. That's a little harder. And you will share feelings. That's a lot harder. People need to earn that from you. You don't owe it to anybody except the people who have earned that, like the people you love. So rather than say something that you don't want to say or that is inappropriate in the moment, you don't have to say anything. You can just sit quietly if you'd like. The next thing is consistently stand in your truth. You don't have to talk about it. You just need to stand in it. You just need to live in it. You just need to model it always. And then now we start to get to a couple things that are even more challenging than holding your tongue at times. Say what needs to be said when it needs to be said. Now, I'm not saying not to do it with care. I'm not saying not to do it with consideration and respect. We should always be mindful of other people's feelings. But we should also say what needs to be said. Because if we don't, we will regret that. We will pay a price, and they may pay a price. The next suggestion, because that's all I'm giving you is suggestions. Practice discomfort through boldness. Practice discomfort through boldness. When there is something you aspire to do and it makes you at all uncomfortable, boldly do it. Don't worry about the outcome. Be true to yourself and boldly do it. The next is reframe failure as not staying true to you and your pursuits. Not succeeding, as to not staying true to you and your pursuits. Next is disconnect from negative input, negative tech, negative media. Disconnect from people who don't fit you. Disconnect from anyone who ever tries to make you feel inadequate or who is not for you. Here's the truth. You don't actually need many deep relationships in your life. You will have them, and the more authentic you are, the more of them you'll have, but you don't need them. That's an important distinction. We should never come to a relationship from a place of need. We should come to a relationship from a place of serving. We'll get what we need through serving. That's just a human condition. Something to practice is noticing your feelings and then thinking and considering before action. And then the last little group of things will come under the realm of self-care and development. Because the better that you get to know you, the more you will be quite grateful for who you are. That is so important. Because really the only opinion that actually matters in the world of you is the one you have of you. That's the one that matters most. And you are worth more and capable of so much more than you could possibly know. But it takes an investment in you in order to find that. And so daily, of course, you've got to attend to your health. All the things that are necessary to attend to your health, none of them are optional. Exercise, eating quality food, supplementing with quality supplements, drinking fresh water, right? Getting adequate sleep, those things are not optional. Personal development, gratitude, expressing gratitude. journaling, reflecting. This will help. These two, journaling and reflecting. The other ones you can understand, well, taking care of my health is going to be it's going to be important. And not only is it going to be important, it's going to be demonstrating to you that you are worth doing this for. You can't just say I'm worth it without showing up for you. But journaling and reflection, that's a big deal, right? You could add meditation to that. I don't meditate, so I don't tend to bring it up, but I know it's a very important practice. Maybe someone would call what I do in the morning meditation. It's possible, could be a form, but I don't call it that. Positive self-talk. And then 3 exercises that you can do. All 3 of these are in the 3 Circles book, but I think they're very important exercises. I use them with my coaching clients for years and years and years. One is to deeply dig into creating a list of all of your strengths. Because when you see that, when you really have done the work and you see that, you will marvel. You will marvel at all you have, all the tools in your tool bag. The next one is to create a successes list. I personally love this exercise, right? Because it's such an eye-opener. We've been so conditioned in life to build monuments to our perceived shortcomings and failures. And we've accomplished so many things that we forget immediately about. If you make a success list, and I mean really make one, it will blow your mind. It will make your monuments look like little teeny tiny matchboxes, right? It will be really little tiny. All this stuff you've actually done a little teeny tiny thing, right? Yet people spend their life making this little teeny tiny thing, this big giant thing, right? And totally discrediting what they've actually done. That is proof that, man, they're capable of so much and so much more to come. And then the last is a gratitude list. I mentioned gratitude, but this is an activity. What are you grateful for? If you dig deep, if you really dig deep, you will run out of ink. You will run out of ink before you could actually list everything you're grateful for. So, I don't want you to run out of ink. Plus, you got stuff to do. But I would encourage you to get real about the most important things you're grateful for. I mean, I don't go a single day without giving thanks for many things as part of my just waking up in the morning. I give thanks for waking up in the morning. So that's what I have for you tonight. And I hope that you found this of value.